Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristin.
This is watching Desperate Housewives Season 2, Episode 14.
Silly people. Yeah.
Do you want to start with Jane Lynch and her slave labor?
Yes, I do.
Is that going to get us demonetized in the first 30 seconds?
Wowzers. What if I say #fictional fucking slave labor? Okay, so apparently, like, once a month, she has Jane Lynch, wasn't it like Marcia something or Martha something?
Marlene, I don't remember.
She has like a party where she serves like 6 courses and it's this and that and the other, and Bree is like absolutely convinced she can't be doing it herself, no matter how much she like insists that she is. So we're at one of these parties and it's like all these different things and everything's beautiful and everything's perfect. And she's made this plum tart or whatever, plum pudding.
I have the same recipe for English plum pudding. It takes 6 hours to prepare. This is not the pudding of an honest woman.
FBI, open up.
What on earth?
Oh my God.
Looking for Maxine Bennett.
I'm Maxine.
We have a warrant to search the premises.
I'm in the middle of a luncheon.
Over here. Found her. Maxine Bennett, you're under arrest for involuntary servitude.
Bree, what's going on? Well, I'm not sure, but I think Maxine had a slave. I just can't believe it.
But Bree could. You see, for her, the proof was in the pudding.
She seemed to take more glee in that bite of dessert after she knew it was made by a slave.
To which Bree then smugly takes the
Gleefully.
the victory, as opposed to the shock and outrage
She just
of
like,
the human rights violation unfolding in front of her.
it's like she's enjoying the dessert more,
You said-
knowing that an probably undocumented slave
I
made
can't.
it.
The 2000s were wild.
We just like don't make TV like this
I
anymore.
cannot believe that we were just like, yeah, that checks.
I said we don't make TV like this anymore, and I meant that derogatorily. We should be making TV like this. This is amazing. Like, it's so funny. So then you think that's actually going to be the end of it, and it's straight up not, because apparently the Catholic Church has gotten a hold of this poor Chinese girl and is stashing her at Gabby and Carlos's house because Carlos offered it up. I'm sorry. Okay. You either want to be a charity person or you want your wife to have kids. You can't be asking her to do both. So anyway, she ends up at Gabby and Carlos's, and at first Gabby is like very against it, but then she apparently mends her like couture something that ripped, and then she's all about it. In a really racist way.
Oh, so pretty. You like nice things? That's why I think you're stupid for not wanting to stay here. You could be around my nice things all the time, taking care of them. How fun would that be? Well, I'm sure it's a lot more fun than you'd have in that tiny, godforsaken village of yours.
Terrible. 2 kind of duds in a row, man.
You know, you're probably more alike than people would guess.
So for 2 with the Asian.
With the Asian maids.
She keeps screaming at her the whole episode.
So loud. And it's like, she knows a little bit of English. Like enough to like say a couple of phrases, but like not enough to get by. And so she like wants to go back to China is what it seems like. And then Gabby is like,
It seems like they're just shipping her back to China.
well,
but yeah.
So she's like, you like nice things? Well, you could stay here and be around my nice things. And I was like, disgusting. It's horrible. And that is after she has withheld sex from Carlos because he doesn't want to keep the maid. Or I don't even know what you would
remember her name. They
want to
said
call her. But it's maid is not quite correct.
Mm-hmm.
She's like doing all kinds of stuff. So anyway, and in that same conversation where she withholds the sex from him, she's like, well, we'd get her for like a great discount too, because she doesn't even know how much money's worth. And I'm like, because she was a slave before. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So anyway, she gives her what looks actually like a Tiffany bracelet, and she's like, it's worth nothing. And I was like, that's a fucking hunk of silver. I feel like it's worth something. Certainly more money than she's had before. And so apparently that makes her feel like family, and so she wants to stay. And so Gabby gets to keep her. I guess we're not sure for how long. Something.
I don't think it's very long, but I think it's longer than it should be.
Okay, fair. That sounds right for this season. That sounds right.
They just need to massage it a little bit. Because I even said in our watch along, I was like, Gabby, you at least need to learn Mandarin. Like, there needs to be, because I loved.
I'm even fine with them having some sort of like half pigeon or half English, half Mandarin pigeon language. Like, just be able to communicate. Just stop yelling at her.
I love when Gabby has someone to be in cahoots with.
Yeah.
And I really liked the potential of Yao Lin, even though the show really seemed to not know what to do with her in a shocking way. In a
really shocking way, especially because it's like, I feel like there's so many...
That character...
Yeah.
It had so much potential.
I also feel like there's so many cahoots and devious maids that I'm like, you obviously got there, Mark Cherry, but it's like, how come at no point do we bring back Yao Lin?
A hot take, because Devious Maids it's one of those that I guess would fall under the umbrella of Brilliant but Canceled. It has its fans.
Sure.
But I think that show fell apart.
Oh,
and a lot of people were like, it was amazing. And it, like, the first season was great, and I enjoyed it, but I think the internal logic of the show really kind of disintegrated in a way that checks with what we're saying here. So. Fine.
It's just one of the reasons. It's like True Blood and like now Ghosts, why I like Rebecca Wasaki so much.
She was so fucking
You should
good.
watch Ghosts. You'd really like her character.
Well, in all honesty, spoiler, it's not really spoilers, but that was the thing, is the like plot of Devious Maids went in a direction where it like they wanted us to believe that Rebecca Wasaki's marriage was in trouble because her husband was having an affair because he liked being dominated and she wouldn't do it. I'm like, again, for 2 with these redheads.
Why are you casting these domineering redheads if you won't let them be domineering redheads?
And I was like, what little I knew about Rebecca Wasaki's character is that was a checkmark 100. She would, and she was just so like the indignity. And I was like,
so let's do Lynette and Tom. Tom's trying to find, like, all his pitches keep getting knocked down, so he's trying to find an inroad with Ed, and it turns out they were both in fraternities, but not even the same one, so it, like, in my opinion, doesn't... Like that. I mean, it's fine.
Because it makes the rivalry work.
I guess.
I see what you mean, though.
I guess, yeah. They start doing, like, bets and dares and stuff. I mean, honestly, good on Tom for getting that $200 at the beginning, but... Then he wants him to eat a donut out of the toilet.
What's going on? Well, Ed bet Tom that he wouldn't eat a donut out of the toilet. Isn't it disgusting?
The toilet?
It's got to be fully dunked.
No.
I don't want the glaze to repel the water.
No.
Well, I'm requesting a scrub down. Does anybody know where they keep the toilet brush?
Hey, I never thought I'd have to ask you this, but are you about to eat a donut out of the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just crazy.
Well, and which I said, I was like, so much for his, like,
not being emasculated.
Yeah.
Well, but then I was like, well, it's not the same if it's a man doing it, which clearly, it's just gross. Just hug a man. I'm not even asking you to kiss on the mouth anymore. Just hug another man. It's killing me. So anyway, Lynette ends up being like, okay, Ed, I'll do one dare for you, and then we have to stop this. And his dare is for Lynette to eat 1 pound of bacon, raw bacon. I like 1 pound of cooked bacon.
Yeah, I was like,
I can do that easy with my eyes closed. But this is also after we have gotten the notion that Tom is trying to pitch to this bacon company that the pig will also eat the bacon. And he's like, I don't know about the cannibalistic pigs, man. Like, it's not going to work. So anyway, she's got to eat the pound of this bacon raw, and she does.
This is too much.
What? She took the bet. What? This is fun, people.
I like that it just bumped everybody out.
So she does it, and he's like, okay, fine. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. Susan? Yeah.
And her fast and furious spleen that's going to slam into her heart and explode.
Okay. All right. Blessedly, she didn't do what I thought she was going to do at the diner. I almost tapped out when she met him at the diner. And he was like, I'm gay, but I need to get married because I'm hoping my mom will die and I'll get my inheritance because that's all she's hanging on to. And I thought she was going to have some grand moral objection to him deceiving his mother, but that's not what happened. Okay, so basically, because of Morty, was it? Well, Sean's name, Morty, I think. Her agent, with all the embezzlement and stuff, he didn't keep making her insurance payments. So she's out her insurance. She, like, needs to get this splenectomy, like, pretty immediately. So
that her heart doesn't explode.
I think the spleen's gonna explode.
Well, because it needs to stay above 60 miles an hour.
Sure. So, regardless.
I kind of like this because she's in cahoots with Edie.
Yes.
And
Carl, which is kind of nice.
I kind of like, I like any time that Susan and Edie have to work together.
Yeah.
What you need is a husband.
What?
The only way to get a good health plan is to marry into one.
Edie, come on.
No, I think she's onto something.
If we find a guy with the right plan, you could have a sham wedding on a Monday night and be fully covered Tuesday morning.
It happens enough. No, I feel like, although you don't want too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it happens enough.
So she is talking, she's talking to Carl because she's like, I need to know if I have any like legal recourse about this because I need this insurance because I need the surgery and I can't pay for it out of pocket. I don't have a safety net, which is pretty dangerous when you have a child. I thought she was pretty successful.
I mean, I think she works when she needs money. Like,
Okay.
The Morty thing goes a long way.
It does.
With,
It does. So
and we haven't seen Julie in like 5 weeks.
We haven't seen Julie in forever. So Edie is like, all you need is a husband. And she's like, interesting. So Edie is actually the one that introduces her to this guy. And it's the guy who plays the demon in the season 3 opener of Buffy.
I'm Ken. Here, go ahead. Take one of these. Don't be shy about stopping by. I mean, I guess you're not starving, but we're not just interested in feeding the body. You might find something you're missing.
Sure, I'll join your cult.
From the diner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
And he's also in an episode of Angel. Season
I'm always proud of myself when I know what you're talking about. Because sometimes I'm like, it's going to be a toss-up.
Uh-oh. So I thought that was funny. He gigged around in the 2000s. So they meet and it goes okay. My like terror at Susan being like, I can't do this, notwithstanding.
She wore a pretty dress. Not a bad showing for Susan.
Okay, no, not terrible. Not terrible. She really did not act up in the way I thought she was going to at all.
She had options.
So she arrives at this like 30-minute chapel kind of situation. He's like, I'm really sorry. This was the best I could get on short notice. It seems like he's trying. And we walk inside and there is Michael McDonald holding a one-tiered wedding cake.
Susan,
Oh, God.
this is my best man, Stephen. He's also my life partner.
Oh, it's Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you have cancer.
Cancer?
Isn't that the point of this whole charade? Barry said you needed insurance.
No, I do need insurance. I just don't have cancer.
That's a
I
great
have
dress.
a wandering spleen.
I said it was like cancer.
Apparently he is the guy's life partner who has asked him 6 times to go to the Netherlands and get married because apparently it's legal there. But he absolutely won't do it because he doesn't want to hurt his mom's feelings, basically. So
He also needs the inheritance.
And he needs the money. Yeah. And so
that happens sometimes.
Of course. I am all here for a lavender marriage. Do what you gotta do, get your coin. And that's the thing is like, it's always these situations where I'm like, well, I don't know that you explained it properly because it's like, they're not going to get married forever. They're going to get divorced.
And this was flimsy.
It was pretty
plotting.
flimsy.
And yeah.
So Michael McDonald is like very annoyed. Also, apparently the guy made it sound like Susan had some sort of cancer and it's not actually that. It's just a surgery. So anyway, Michael McDonald leaves and the guy goes after him. And so Susan is left there alone. Again, you're right. It was a very pretty dress. It had like, I didn't love the back as much, but like the way the straps went in the front were really pretty. And it was like a nice pattern. It was really cute.
When the like, not Reverend, officiant comes out and he had Tina Turner, the What's Love got to do with it, blaring from the speakers.
Really good. Solid joke. And so she ends up going home and eating the cake on her porch. And Carl comes up and is like, what's going on? You don't seem so happy for like a married lady. And she's like, oh, well, it didn't happen. And I like still really need this surgery. And so he proposes that they get married again for the insurance. Yeah, but I don't think Edie knows is the issue.
It's frustrating because, I don't remember what specifically happens. What I was going to say is, if Edie's going to have a problem with it, I feel like she's going to have a problem with it being around her or behind her
a secret,
back. If they had, like, I'm a little bit surprised Edie didn't just suggest it herself, because she's the one who suggested.
Why don't you just marry Carl again for like a week or whatever?
Well, she's the one who suggested the fake marriage anyways. And I even made a joke where I was like, if gay marriage was legal, I feel like Edie would marry her. Yeah. Like, Edie is very, you know what you get. Like, she's very upfront with people. And all of her Susan issues deal from Susan's piousness and like her
moral superiority,
and like meddling and like getting in places she doesn't belong, and it's like if you just like approach her straight on, you know what I mean. Like,
also I keep forgetting
she's like a bear.
I keep forgetting that kind of not an info dump, but like that information that we got in season 1 where like Susan was a cheerleader and Edie was like a freak,
a goth
basically,
kid,
which like is so character informing to both of them. And it's like, but it feel like there's, because I really like sort of full body rejected Susan being a cheerleader because I was like, she's so insecure.
I was the one that was like, no, that if she's the Gretchen Wieners.
Exactly. And I think you did say that in season 1 too, which totally checks out and makes sense. But like, that's the thing where it's like, there's this weird insecurity on both sides because maybe Susan was a cheerleader, but she wasn't like head cheerleader and she wasn't like the one people were going after. And she was probably kind of mousy and she was probably kind of like a studious person. And Edie was like getting all of this like sexual and life experience like really early in life. And she's a bombshell and she's Susan has brown hair insecurity, and it's just like, I just feel like it's like all these things. So like, I totally get it, but you are also so right where it's like, if you just were normal about it, it would, like, if you just
like,
were
Edie objects
upfront,
to Susan's act. Her like, oh, I couldn't have known. Like,
which is false every time.
And again, if they're worried about like the fraud aspect of it, then
but they don't seem to be.
That's true.
They don't seem to be. Nobody seems worried about the actual insurance.
But I'm saying, if it's strategically having him be an ex-husband, I think smooths that out more because it's like, oh, just pretend that they're like,
we fell in love again. Yeah. I did also want to say, because I almost said something at the beginning in our watch along, the scene from the previously on sequence in which Susan is told her spleen has wandered close to her heart and that she needs to get her insurance figured out by the time of the surgery was never actually shown in any previous episode. Because I was like, this feels like brand new information. And it was. But there was also nothing about what the bacon is actually made of. So I think ham, your idea of ham is probably correct.
Because it looked like pork.
It did look like pork. Okay, so then I guess the end is Bree and Betty again. Bree has a copy of Everyone on the Street's key that she keeps labeled and in an apparently easily accessible cabinet, which I find great objection with. I cannot believe Andrew is not breaking into everyone's house.
And just fucking with shit.
Just like sitting there and watching TV. Just like amelieing everyone on the neighborhood, just like moving their slippers 6 inches to the left. Like, you can't tell me he's not. It's insane. It's like a valet cabinet of key. It's crazy.
There was one time when this was like 6 houses ago.
Yeah.
This was like back at home, but we were like house sitting for the neighbors when I was in high school. And me and Jen were like, let's go look at all your shit. And we did. We just like went in and looked around the house. So yeah.
Do you actually kind of love stuff like that? I used to house sit. I
have a voyeuristic streak.
Yeah. I used to house and dog sits for some people in DC. And that was such a pretty dog. Her name was Cadeau. It's French. It means like little kiss or something like that, or a little sweetheart, something like that. She was a bad dog, but she was so pretty. And I would just like snoop around. I would go to the Safeway down by the metro stop, and I would get myself a bunch of stuff that my dad didn't like to have in the house. And then I would go over there and I would stay for like 3 days and watch their dog and take her for walks and stuff. That was awesome. I felt like I was just like living.
I house it all the time, but
okay. So Bree goes and breaks into the Applewhites' house and finds Caleb and is like, "I'm a pretty redheaded lady that's brought you peach cobbler. Come sit with me and tell me all your secrets." And he does.
Yeah,
he really does. And so she's like, "So you live in the upstairs bedroom?" And he's like, "Well, not always. I used to live in the basement." And so he shows her the basement. And she just is like, "Caleb, this is like wrong, right?" And he calls her pretty, and he tells her a little bit about Melanie Foster, which is that he did something bad to her. But he's like, he doesn't really describe it in great detail. So then Betty comes over later and is like, "Hey, heard you talk to my son. What the fuck?" And she's like, "Don't ever come to my house again." And Bree is like, "Why don't you come in and fix yourself a drink? Because we're going to have a tough conversation." And so then Betty explains everything. But again, there's still gaps in it because apparently Caleb just doesn't remember. But he remembers there was an axe there.
Yeah, I hate that.
Okay, so Melanie was dating Matthew. And they were...
I was going to say, I feel like that was in part. I think I might remember something. I'm not going to say it. But
so they were kind of on again, off again. And then they had a big fight and they broke up.
And she was a debutante.
And she was some sort of
word to throw down.
Yeah, because I was like, well, no, they came from Georgia. And you were like, they said something about Chicago.
Maybe she said her mother was in Chicago. Regardless.
Yeah, I don't remember. So anyway...
I mean, I guess debutante's important because it implies that her family has money, and we know that her family's like
looking for her
people.
Yeah.
She's dead, maybe? I don't know.
I think she's dead.
Yeah. You said looking for her, so.
Well, basically, Caleb witnessed the whole fight with Matthew and Melanie, and then asked Melanie to meet up later. And she went thinking that he was delivering a message for Matthew, but he said, "I'm in love with you. And if you were going out with me, I would never yell at you and break up with you." And then she apparently laughed at him, which threw him into a rage, apparently. And he doesn't remember much, but all he remembers is that there was an axe right there. And so then they like fled, and now they're here. And they have more, Betty and Bree have more in common than they think they do because they're just protecting their children. And I like get it and I don't, because I still think there's just this like huge red flag of like him being the guy who attacked Gabby. So like now there's no more newspaper on the windows, but there's curtains, but I'm like, someone else is going to see him. And also he's watching Matthew and Danielle, who seem to be like not hiding their relationship anymore. And I'm just sort of like, well, now I feel like Danielle's in danger, Bree's in danger, and Caleb is in danger because someone else has to see him. This can't just be confined to like Bree. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Also, Mike's.
Oh, yeah.
What's that guy's name? I don't remember.
I don't remember. The guy who...
Deirdre's father.
Yeah, and Felicia is still... So I feel like she must have delivered that note that says you have a grandchild. And so he calls Mike... Or no, he calls his cop friend, and his cop friend goes to confront Mike and is like, he knows he's got a grandkid out there. I'll go harass Julie until you tell him.
I hated that.
It was really weird. And I also don't think anything is going to come of it. So, because then Mike went to go see him and was like, his name is Zach Young. And Felicia's listening to that conversation. And he says he's going to send the cop to go grab him and bring him. And he's like, that's fucking weird. How is that going to go down? And he's like, okay, well, you do it then. And I'm like, that's fucking weirder. I don't know, man. And so Mike's got 2 days to bring Zach to the guy to like say hi or whatever. I don't know. You don't know him. I don't know. I feel like I might be broken. I don't care. If it was me, I would not want to meet some child I didn't even know existed until like 3 days ago. That's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Tell him I'm not home.
Yeah, like, ooh, a child.
You're like Lucille closing the door.
No, I'm like that meme or that Vine where it's like, what's worse than the rapist? A child. And I'm like, ugh, all sticky. So yeah, that's basically it for this one. But pretty good parts of it. Like the Jane Lynch thing was very hilarious. And like the comedy
she got in and out too.
Yeah.
The credits hadn't even rolled and we had already.
And then the like Looney Tune aspect of like the Susan story was really funny too. So yeah. Alrighty.
Okay.
Bye.